Hello, beautiful people. If you are new here, my name is Jo. If you are not new here, welcome back to my channel. It is so great to have you all here today with me. So periodically, what I like to do is go back to my old videos. They're all still available for you to watch if you want to, if you desire that. I don't know why you would, but they are still available for you to watch. But every once in a while, I like to go back and do a react and redo of different videos that I did in the past. Today, I am going to be reacting to my 18 books I want to read in 2018. Now this one's going to be a little bit different because I am planning to do a 23 books I want to read in 2023, but that is going to be coming up on Wednesday. Today I am just going to be reacting to this video and letting you know whether or not I actually read those books. I don't know if I've read these books. I have not watched this video since I posted it, so we're gonna see. We're gonna see if I actually read them, if I still own them. Do I own them now? Did I like them? Did I not read them? I don't know. We're gonna see. I have no idea. Look at that. That's so cute.
Okay, so here's the dealio, my dudios. I don't have enough books, series, and anticipated reads for 2018, so this is the video with all of that stuff in it. I just hit my hat. Let's just fix that right there. Okay, I hope you guys enjoy. So the first book that I'm wanting to read in 2018, well, not the first book that I'm wanting to read in 2018, but this is like An Enchantment of Ravens.
I can never say this title. Like, I literally always try to say An Enchantment of Ravens, and I always say An Enchantment of Ragens.
By Margaret Rogerson. So this is basically about fairies.
So, starting off good. An Enchantment of Ravens. Ravens? Nothing has changed. An Enchantment of Ravens by Margaret Rogerson. I have read this. I did read it. I remember it being okay. I remember it being pretty good. I think I gave it like 3.5, 4 stars. I do remember thinking that I would have liked it better as a series. That probably still stands. I am still a series lover. I love one-shots, but I love series even more. Okay, let's move on.
I'm wanting to read Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. So basically all I know about this book is that there's this boy who is really interested in this lost city of Weep, and it really reminds me of, you know, the lost city of Atlantis, you know, that kind of thing. I'm really intrigued by this book because I really want to know what's going on with that lost city of Weep, you know what I'm saying?
I read Strange the Dreamer. I remember, I think I put it in my favorites of 2018 or something like that when I did actually read it. Strange the Dreamer was good. I really, really liked the idea of it. The writing style for me with Laini Taylor is hit and miss. The Daughter of Smoke and Bone series I really, really loved. I still have those on my shelf. But Strange the Dreamer, I loved the idea of it. I loved different aspects of it. And I remember I bought the second book, which is Muse of Nightmares, something like that. I have no idea. I bought the second book. I never read the second book. I have unhauled both of them. They are gone. They have ta-ta'd out of here.
Warcross by Marie Lu. Warcross is basically like a video game novel.
And here we are, our first. I did not read that shit. Warcross has not even been on my radar for years. I remember when it came out, everybody was so excited about it and thought it was so cool and this, that, and the other, but I never read it. Will I in the future? No, probably not. That's a no. I don't think so.
Nevernight by J. Kristoff. I read like the first 40 pages of this and absolutely loved it. I don't know why I stopped reading it. I think I got like a new book in the mail that I was waiting for or whatever.
Nevernight by J. Kristoff. I read it. I really liked it. I never continued on with the series. I do have God's Grave. I never read God's Grave. I want to continue on with this series. I remember really, really liking this because it was there. I just love sarcasm in books. I don't know. I don't know why I didn't continue on with the series. I have no idea, but I liked it. I read it.
The 5th season by N.K. Jemisin. The only thing I know about this is that it is about like a world that's ending. So yeah, I don't really know much about this book, but
I read the 5th season. I tabbed the 5th season. I even read the second book in the series, but I wasn't crazy about the second book, so I never continued on with the third book. It is a series that I want to revisit in the future at some point because I really, really loved this first book. There are these people who have magic that can control the earth, like can shape the earth, and they're being discriminated against. And the world does end, and we're following people who are trying to, you know, magic people that have magic. I have no idea, but I liked it.
Every Heart a Doorway, why maybe buy her.
My mouth cannot speak words, yeah.
This is the first book in the Wayward Children series. This follows like a bunch of kids who have gone to like magical worlds and they came back to our world and they don't feel like they fit in.
I read this one. I fucking loved it. I have read the first 3 books in this series and I was thinking about this series a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, oh my gosh, I completely forgot about that series. I loved the first 3 books. Why have I not continued? I have no idea. But I have read the first 3 in this series, and this series is fantastic from what I've read. I absolutely loved the first 3 books, and I definitely want to continue on with the series. Like I said, I completely forgot it even existed. It's been on my shelf. I have all 3 books on my shelf, but I completely forgot it existed. But I really freaking loved it, so there we go.
Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. I think the last book is coming out in like September or something that of this year.
Yes, Joe. Yes, you finally read This Is Not the Right Book. Yes, Joe, you finally read the Throne of Glass series. I read them, I think, last year. I'm pretty sure I read them last year. It was either 2020 or 2021 when I read these books. I absolutely love them. I think that it's one of my favorite series overall that I have ever read. Love it or hate it, it is huge. Everybody knows about it. And I am one of the people who loved it. I am actually currently, right now, in the process of rereading Kingdom of Ash for the SJM along, which is so exciting.
Gemina and Obsidio, I don't own either of these. Obsidio comes out on March 13th. It's about these people.
Oh, Lord. I now own both of these. I still have not read them. I loved Illuminate. I loved the combination of reading it physically and listening to the audiobook at the same time. But at the time, the only place that I could find the audiobook was on Audible, and Audible's freaking expensive. And I am still a broke bitch. 5 years later, I'm still a broke bitch. I can't afford $15 for one audiobook. The audiobook is like a movie. This is like, I don't know, interactive space shit. I don't know. It's so much fun. I haven't read them. I need to. Maybe next year.
The Girl of Fire and Thorns trilogy by Ray Carson. All I know about this is that this girl is getting married off to this man that she don't want to get married off to. Story of every YA heroine's life.
I tried to read that book and something just irked me about it. I have a whole video on my channel from way back in the day called Why I DNF'd the Girl of Fire and Thorns. At the beginning of the book, there is a lot of mention of how much food she eats and how she's kind of chunky and this, that, and the other, but when she's forced to walk across the desert, somehow she loses all this weight and she's hot now, and it just rubbed me the wrong way, and I was very bitter about it, obviously, because I made a whole damn video about it. It just wasn't for me. It just rubbed me the wrong way. Maybe I was just in a bad mood when I started that book. I have no idea, but no, I didn't read it.
The Mistborn trilogy by Brandon Sanderson. It is like tearing up my lighting. Oh, Lord. I've heard amazing, amazing, amazing things about this trilogy, so I'm going to go into this blind. It's going to be my first novels by Sanderson.
Yes, I read the Mistborn trilogy by Brandon Sanderson. It is one of my favorite trilogies that I have ever read in my entire life. I freaking love these books. I've only read them once. I definitely want to do a reread of them, but I remember the first time I picked up The Final Empire, I was so intimidated that I put it down like 17 pages in, but I made it through. I made it through this entire thing, and it was fantastic.
The Shades of Magic trilogy by V.E. Schwab. You know, the alternate shades of London and the dude who can go between all the Londons, you know, fun stuff. I have this pretty edition of it, though. Like, it's got, like, you know, the fan art and stuff in it. Bam. So I kind of have to read the series now.
V.E. Schwab is one of those authors where I feel like her stories are everything that I could ever possibly want, but for some reason I can never connect with her books. I've read 6 of her books, and the only one that really worked for me was the one about the villains. Vicious by V.E. Schwab. Yes, I still own it. It's back there. That's the only one that's ever worked for me. I read the first 2 books in the Shades of Magic series, and for some reason, I just didn't like it. I didn't connect with it. They were just okay, and I didn't want to continue on to the 3rd book because the 3rd book is a chunky boy, and I was not about to read all of that, especially if it was just going to be okay.
Next, I'm wanting to read the rest of the Lunar Chronicles. I only have The Rest of Winter and Stars Above. I'm listening to the audiobook of Winter, and I'm like over 7 hours into it. It's amazing.
I did finish the Lunar Chronicles. I did like them at the time. They were really good at the time. I am never going to reread them.
The rest of the Grisha trilogy by Leigh Bardugo. I am in the middle of Siege and Storm. I kind of DNF'd it for the time being, so we'll see if that happens.
It did. It did happen. I did read the rest of the Shadow and Bone series. It was just okay. It was just okay, and at the time that I filmed this, I remember I was very strongly considering just completely DNFing it and being done with the series. It's everything that I want, but I just didn't like the way that it went. I am a Darkling lover, so I liked Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom. I still own those. I have gotten rid of the Shadow and Bone series. I'm not going to reread them. I've read them. They were just okay. They're just okay. They're not for me. That's fine. A lot of people love them.
Next, I'm wanting to finish the Mercy Thompson series by Patricia Briggs.
The Mercy Thompson series is a paranormal romance kind of mystery series. It was really good. I never finished the series. I haven't read past, I think, the 5th or the 6th one. I'm not sure. They're a lot of fun, though. They're a lot of fun, and I would definitely recommend them to anyone who likes paranormal romance, or if you like paranormal with mystery. If you like mysteries, I would recommend them. I think they're a lot of fun. The main character, Mercy Thompson, she's like a mechanic, and she's a coyote shifter. Yeah, it's really cool. It's really fun.
Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. I said in my 2018 goals video that I was
No, you wanted to read more classics. This was before I started college, and just wait. You will read so many classics that you will be turned off of classics forever, my child. Just wait. Jane Eyre's in that unhaul pile too, baby. I never read it. I don't want to read it. I have no interest in reading it. I know the plot of Jane Eyre. I'm just not interested in it. Not gonna read it.
The Hazelwood by Margaret Atwood. Is that her name? Melissa Albert. Whoa, I was not even close. It's about this girl whose grandmother used to tell her these stories, and now all of a sudden her mom has been taken by these creatures that are exactly like her grandmother's stories, and she's gotta go find her mom.
No. I did not read that. It was going around BookTube back in the day. I think it was mainly going around for the pretty cover. I don't even remember how it was received by the people who were reading it. I don't even know if anybody loved it or hated it. I just remember everybody saying that they wanted to read it, and I was like, this sounds pretty good, so I want to read it too. I never read it. I think I owned it for a brief second. I think I did. I think I owned it at some point in time, but I don't anymore. Did I dream that I owned it? I don't know. I have no idea.
Children of Blood and Bone. I have no earthly idea what this story is about.
I read Children of Blood and Bone. It's fantastic. I read the first 2 books, actually. I think I read the second book this year, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe it was last year. I'm not sure. But I did read that first book. I absolutely love the first book. The second book was just okay for me, and I don't know if there's a third book or not, but if so, I have not continued on with the series. Yeah, if you like YA fantasy, I would definitely recommend that one. That one is so much fun, and it's magical to the max.
And the last book that I'm wanting to read in 2018 is A Court of Frost and Starlight, and this comes out on May 1st. This is the kind of bridge novella for the A Court of Thorns and Roses series.
I think that's adorable. We just did a reread of A Court of Frost and Starlight for the SJM Along, and I was a part of the live show. I did read it. I have reread it recently. I think it is a beautiful little cute Hallmark special. It's mostly fan service, but who doesn't like a little fan service? So that was my reaction to my 18 books I want to read in 2018. I read a lot more of them than I thought I had, than I was anticipating that I would have. So I'm proud of myself. Pat me on the back. Good job, Joe. We did it. If you are not already, please make sure to like and subscribe so that you don't miss any more future bookish content from me. I hope that you do, but that is all I have for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next time.
But yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. I just hit my lamp.